warm smile. And the whole thing happened so fast in such a blur of adrenaline and unreality that many contestants later report remembering almost nothing about the first 60 seconds after their name is called. Now let us talk about the games, because the games are the soul of The Price is Right. They are what make each episode different from every other episode. They are what give the show its infinite variety and its ability to remain fresh and surprising even for people who have watched it for 40 years. Over the history of the show, more than 112 different pricing games have been played. 112. At any given time, approximately 70% of those games are in active rotation, meaning that in a single season of The Price is Right, a viewer might encounter dozens of different games, each with its own rules, its own rhythms, its own particular way of putting a contestant's pricing knowledge and nerve to the test. Let us talk about the most famous game in the history of the show, the game that has become so synonymous with The Price is Right that for millions of people, it basically is The Price is Right. The game is Plinko, and Plinko, despite feeling like it has been on the show since the very beginning, is actually a relative newcomer in the grand scheme of the program's history. Plinko debuted on January 3rd, 1983, meaning it did not appear until the show had already been running for more than a decade. But from the moment it first appeared, it was clear that something extraordinary had been created. The mechanics of Plinko are simple enough to understand in seconds, but endlessly compelling to watch in action. Contestants earn Plinko chips by correctly pricing small items, and then they carry those chips one by one to the top of a massive pegboard and drop them, watching as each chip bounces and rattles and ricochets its way unpredictably down through a forest of pegs before landing in one of the prize slots at the bottom. The original top prize when Plinko debuted was $25,000. The middle slot was worth $5,000, and contestants could earn up to 5 chips. In 1998, the middle slot was upgraded to $10,000, and the game has continued to evolve over the decades. There are only 10 Plinko chips in existence. 10. Producer Mike Richards revealed in a 2013 interview with BuzzFeed that those chips are enormously expensive to make. 10 chips for what is the most beloved game in the history of the show. Every single one of those chips is irreplaceable. The excitement of Plinko comes from its perfect marriage of skill and chaos. You earn your chips through pricing knowledge, which requires genuine